Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Welcome back to December 7th edition of Festively Fabulous Craft Beer Advent Calendar.
I'm feeling good after yesterday's.
Yeah, yesterday's was lovely. So, I'll let you hold them.
So I've got to get another bum nails, I'm out.
No, just fuck
I'm just going to walk off and get another bum.
Right. Here we go. Let's see what's behind door number 7. If I can find it. Oh, there we go. Okay, today, December 7th, we have...
Ooh,
Ooh!
posh.
I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. I think it's Frog Heather Ale. Ooh, looks very nice, very posh.
Very futuristic.
I wonder if it tastes of Heather. Whatever she tastes like.
Wait.
Way. It's in the top left.
Don't spoil it for me. It's the whole point of Christmas.
Sorry. Amber ale with floral aroma and spicy herbal finish. Williams Brothers Brewing Company, produce of Scotland.
Thank you, Scotland. If it's nice.
Original craft ale brewed here for over 4,000 years. Leanne Frog, which is Heather Ale, is the oldest style of ale still in production. Today, brewed to a 16th century recipe. Frog is light amber ale with a floral peaty aroma, full malty body and spicy herbal finish. Very nice. And hopefully no beer sand.
That's the dream.
That is the dream. Here, get another look at that bottle. Poosh.
Shiny.
Poosh.
Look at the shine.
So, Amy,
So, how?
December 7th.
December 7th?
We're like nearly a third of the way there.
We're into the teens,
To
aren't
the
we?
to the big day. No, we're not.
Yes, we are. It's
The
like
7th.
The 18 days till Christmas.
All right, to go. I thought you meant like the actual date was in the teens.
No.
That's like a week away.
No, I know it's been a stressful week, but I'm not that bad.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's strange. It's nice. It's a bit strange.
It's quite undescribable, really, isn't it? I don't really know how to put that into words, other than it's very nice. It's kind of, it's like nothing I've ever had before. The only thing I can say, it's like, and this is going to sound bizarre, but it's like, imagine if Stella Artois and a nice craft beer had a baby, and that's kind of what it tastes like.
I know what you mean, because it does taste a bit like
It's
lagery.
that bit
sort
at
of
the
thing.
end, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's got the same aftertaste as like a lager. I like it.
Yeah,
I think
it's very nice.
It's weird.
I do get the floral aroma.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's this is more kind of what I was hoping for with this sort of stuff. You know, like this is the
Stuff that you like but you've never tried before.
yeah, like this is brewed to a 16th century recipe. Do you know what I mean? The oldest style of ale in creation. Well, still in production, not in creation. There's probably older ones than that.
This is what they drank in caveman times. It's officially the strongest beer we've tried.
Is it?
It's 5%.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see that.
Wow.
Wow. So yeah,
Yeah, it's quite nice though. It's very nice.
it's good. It's like do you get like when you're drinking it, you know, like when you, I don't know how to describe it other than like,
Hang on. Just to achieve maximum festive.
like it quenches your thirst. Like the saliva kind of like comes in your mouth as you're drinking it. Do you know what I mean?
It makes you salivate.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that. I suppose what you're trying to say is it's very scrumptious in a strange salivary way.
Like, just refreshing. Like, you know when you have like a drink with lemon in?
It's very quenchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very quenchy.
Yeah.
That is the official term, quenchy.
Like, you would never think that it was like 5% beer.
No, not at
I
all.
would
It
think it was,
doesn't.
like,
It doesn't
in the
taste
threes.
5% at all.
I could like,
It's very light.
yeah, I could just neck this really.
It's very
I'm
light.
not gonna, but I could. It's nice though.
Yeah.
It's a nice colour as well. Is that the beer talk done? I'm guessing by the awkward.
Probably.
I just like the bottle.
It is very nice. I'd
It's
like
very
to.
shiny.
I'd like to know how to pronounce it properly. I've probably done a terrible
Right.
job. I think that's how it's pronounced. But if anyone knows better than me, please do correct me. There'll be some. I'm trying to think if I actually know any legitimately Scottish people. Leslie, how do you pronounce that? If you're watching this, tell me how to pronounce that. She's probably too busy eating porridge with Scotch eggs mixed in.
Hope she's not watching this.
And down it all with a nice pint of iron brew. It's standard banter, man. She loves it.
So, here's a question for you.
Right.
What is your favourite thing about Christmas? Like about the season? Like if you had to pick something that's just like your favourite thing about the whole like Christmas period, what would it be?
I think it's hard to pick one thing because it's kind of a culmination of all the things, isn't it, that makes it what it is.
See, I could pick one thing.
Okay, then what's yours?
Mine's like, you know when it's like cold outside and it's dark and it's bad weather.
Yeah.
Like just being inside where it's warm and you've got the heating on, you can just like relax and like watch the weather outside, but you're like warm and safe
Yeah.
inside. That's my favourite thing.
I tell you what I really like,
And food.
but it doesn't really happen anymore, and it's quite sad. I love sort of like, imagine like your typical Christmas scene. So like say, I don't know, there's people, like it could be in the town centre anywhere, it could just be at a path like outside a pub or anything, and it's like the snow on the ground, the snow falling, people are wrapped up nice and warm, but there's also like Christmas decorations up and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like that sort of image is quintessentially Christmas to me. But unfortunately, we don't really get snow even around Christmas anymore, never mind on Christmas.
Well, last year it was like, well, this year it was like March, wasn't it?
Yeah, we get snow in stupid times rather than, you know, when we want it. Last year, actually, it snowed in December, but it was the very beginning of December. It was like December 4th or something, and it was there for a few days and it was gone and we didn't get any more.
I can't remember seeing a white Christmas before though. Like, I remember one year it snowed bad in Leeds. But it was like New Year time. Like after Christmas had been and gone.
Yeah.
But I've never seen an actual white Christmas before.
I think I have, but it was when I was very young. But then you're talking like at least 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's quite a shame, really. What I want to know is if places like China can flipping chemically engineer like rain and things like that. Okay, like they shoot rockets into the atmosphere that disperse stuff that encourage it to rain. Why aren't we doing the same but for snow? Like even just on Christmas. I consider that a brilliant use of Britain's budget. Now that we're out the EU, all that money that we're saving, that was supposed to go to the NHS, if you still want to privatise the NHS, Theresa May, you can do that in exchange for giving us guaranteed snow each and every year on Christmas Day via, cloud dispersion. I'll settle for that.
To be fair,
If that was in our pledge, I'd vote Tory every time.
the thing that like the things that the UK government spends money on, I'm pretty sure that people would be pretty happy to see guaranteed snow as one of those things.
It's like, fuck the NHS, give me my snow on Christmas Day. It's all I care
Well,
about.
maybe you need to write a letter to your MP.
That's the kind of thing that the Monster Raven Looney Party would promise. Although they're not, they've sort of, now that Screaming Lord Such is dead, they're kind of like, they're a lot quieter than they used to be. You know, if you go to their site and read the manifesto, I mean, it's always a laugh, but you can also apply to be a shadow minister for the Monster Raven Looney Party. And you can choose to be the shadow minister of whatever you want, providing it's not already a thing. So I could apply to be the shadow minister for, if they got in power, I could apply to be the shadow minister for lesbians on mopeds. Or something equally ridiculous, do you know what I mean?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, lesbians, you're all getting mopeds. You say that like, if someone gifted you a moped, right, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, lesbian or not, do you?
Lesbian or not? Oh my god. Should we change the subject?
What? I'm not besmirching lesbians. I'm offering them mopeds.
Anyway.
Stop trying to make out like, you know, I have something against lesbians. Because I don't.
Anyway.
I'm all for lesbians.
Alright. Moving past all that.
Moving past lesbians on mopeds. You'd have to be going fairly quickly.
So, like,
you can do 30-40 mile an hour.
Winter time. What's your worst thing about winter time?
The absence of snow replaced with rain and other typically British
This year it's
weather.
the wind.
Yeah. Yeah.
The wind's getting me.
I just want some snow. Is that too much to ask for? Also, I'd like Pete Lee's old Christmas decorations back. I know I've told you loads of times, but the ones they've got up now compared to when I was a bairn, and it's not just rose tinted glasses or me being young, like they were just way better. Like I'm sure anyone who can remember them will agree with me, because now it's just rows and rows of like flipping fairy lights, whereas before they used to have like big, I don't even know how to describe them. They had ones that used to, do you know, down the main street where they've got just rows and rows of fairy lights now? They used to have on each side like big, like box-shaped lanterns with candles in, but they were made of like, well, I guess the candles were plastic, but they used to light up inside, and the outsides was made of like, well, some sort of reinforced tinsel, I guess. But they were like this, each one, they were massive. And they used to have ones with candles in, they used to have Merry Christmas in massive tinsel letters that used to go across the that big building that's like right on the bottom on the corner. Like, do you know where Dixon's is? And like the little phone stop thing, the little one. Like across there, across the top, they were just miles better. And they used to have Santas and a proper tree, and you know, now I find this crazy. I mean, I know why. It's because it's religiously neutral. So like, no one's offended by fairy lights, no one's offended by stars, no one's offended by the big moon that they've got. Do you know what I mean? But Santas and Rudolphs and all the rest of us. But like, I'm surprised in the regard that like Pete Lee's done that, because generally speaking, in terms of like social acceptance, the calibre of people who live here aren't really sort of on the same par as other better parts of the country. It's a town full of trogs. Largely. Not everybody. So yeah. I can't remember what we were talking about. Just went off on a Christmas rant.
Yeah, as per. At least it was about spice this time.
Right, well, here's the thing about spice.
I was asking what your worst thing about the Christmas season was. Well, not Christmas, but just like winter in general.
Yeah, just lack of snow. I'd like, do you know what it is? It's because snow makes cold bearable. That's what it is for me.
Yeah, I know
because I don't like the cold. Right, I don't do well in the cold. I used to when I was younger, right? But I'm not sure if that was just being young.
Yeah.
Because I think
probably.
kids are like that.
Yeah.
But also there is the fact that I work in front of an oven for large portions of the day. Do you know what I mean? So I think my average body temperature is just higher now than it was then. Or at least the high, not my body temperature, because obviously I realise that's self-regulated tangent. But, you know, there's a higher ambient temperature around me. But yeah, like if it's going to be cold and thingy, like it might as well be snowy. Like it should be snowy. If it's not and it's just cold and windy and miserable, that doesn't really instill me with a lot of Christmas cheer.
Yeah, like I think my worst thing is similar. It's just being out in bad weather.
So your favourite thing is being in bad weather,
yeah,
and your worst thing's being out in bad weather. Makes sense.
I mean, I don't mind it too much if I'm like on my way home. So like if it started raining or snowing or anything when I'm on my way home.
Yeah, because you've got the warmth of home to look forward to.
Yeah, but if it's like that on my way, like say to work or something, then I've got to sit in like wet clothes for like 8 hours. Like it's not for me. I'm a grump all day. If that's the case.
We're just house hermits. That's what it is.
I'm proud.
We like the comforts of home, I think.
We do. But who doesn't though, really? Like really?
Homeless people.
Alright. But you know what I mean though? Like, there's people out there who like go out all the time and it's like surely they would just like to give in and just relax at home.
You'd think, wouldn't you?
I think that that's true.
I'm still laughing. Well, what you should do is you could campaign for that. You could be a shadow minister for the Monster Raven Looney Party, and you could be the shadow minister.
Socialites staying home.
Yeah. Socialites staying home, watching the telly, and getting a curry.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. Like when I was younger, I used to love going out, and like now I think back, and it was only a few years ago. It was like just before I met you. And like now I think back and it's like, how on earth in November when it's raining and cold did I used to go out in like skimpy dresses and all that?
I think when you're younger, it appeals to you and it's not just a couple of years. Like you go through like a good probably 5 or 10 years, I think.
Well, I didn't. Mine was only 1 or 2 years.
Well, whatever. You being the you know the fringe case notwithstanding, like I think most people. They enjoy it when they're young for a few years and then they kind of either steer that course and just live for the sesh well into the 40s and by the time they're that age they look like a bag of hammered shit. Or at some point you sort of lean away from that and, you know, you still might enjoy a drink socially or whatever. You still might go out sometimes and paint the town red now and again, but it's not every weekend. Do you know what I mean? You're not drunk 3 nights a week.
See, like, I'm not opposed to getting drunk.
But
I would much rather get drunk at home. And like some people think that that's like really sad, but like honestly, there is nothing better than being warm and cozy and like wrapped up in blankets and having a few whiskies.
I think just to be honest, it's just being warm and cozy for you. That could be anything. It doesn't have to be going out or anything. It's like, well, I could,
but warm.
Exactly, but warm. Why would I do that when I could, but also warm?
But this is the thing, though. This is the person who complains all through summer that I'm too warm.
Yeah.
There's a difference between like the temperature outside being warm and being warm and cozy. There's such a massive difference.
But even that to a degree is perceptional, right? You've got to admit, because say if it was the middle of summer and we were outside and it was 30-degree heat, okay? Exactly, you'd be absolutely roasting. Yet the average temperature of like the average bath's probably about 50. Yet you can sit in a bath and be totally chill, entirely covered.
Well, yeah, for a short amount of time.
Well, no, but I mean, like, you find that nice. You're like, even the mention of being outside in 30-degree heat to you there had you screwing your face up.
You know what, right? I don't like being sweaty. That's the thing. Like, I don't mind being warm. I don't like being sweaty.
So the solution really then is to build some sort of outdoor bath and sit in that during the summer.
Yeah.
It would probably help you tan better.
Possibly.
The refraction of the water. Or rather, the refraction of the light on the water. But that would just mean you'd have like a really sort of uneven tan on your body. And then just a white head. Because obviously you're not going to be underneath the water, are you? A pale head.
Pale head, that's fine. I like being pale.
Has she finished that already?
It's not my fault you're nursing it.
I'm not, I'm just having conversation.
So am I, but I'm drinking beer too. Some of us are pros.
Might just take my time with this now.
It's fine. We can wait, can't we?
They won't wait. They'll get bored. Don't even joke.
I wouldn't really.
December 7th, done.
Done?
Done. Beer and hair.
As standard for December. Maybe we just think beer all the time, you know. People think we're alcoholics now.
Well, because they come over and if they're in a certain amount of distance, they can just smell beer in your hair and assume it's just coming out of your pores
Yeah.
in a horrible oily mess.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe you could be the shadow minister for that.
Yeah.
For non-judgmental people. For non-judgment against people who smell of beer. If you were to join the Monster Raven Looney Party, what would you be the shadow minister of? Let us know in the comments. I'm sure Callum will have a good one.
Well, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
It's been emotional.
Hang on. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Right? Rating.
Oh yeah, go on then.
I'm going to give 2 ratings, okay? I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10, and I'm going to give it, let me think, 8 roasties out of 10, okay? And I'm going to retroactively change my rating on yesterday's, because I fully believe this deserves an 8, but I don't like it quite as much as the Fordham Route 1, so I'm going to retroactively change my rating on the Route 1 to 8.5.
Well,
I can't remember what it was. Was it Christmas crackers or something?
I don't know. Things just got serious though.
Yeah. We're adjusting the tier list as we go. So far, I mean, I know we're only a third of the way through, but so far, the ones we've done, there's a clear top and a clear bottom. Top of the pile being the Route 1 IPA and the very bottom being the Ho Hum.
Yeah. We'll have to have like a discussion on the last video about like what the actual like list is.
And like by that point, we'll have an overall winner anyway.
Definitely. We'll have one that's still like stuck in our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I did really like this one, hence why I drank it so quickly. So I think that I'll probably give this. Yeah, I think I'll probably give it 8 reindeer out of 10.
Which reindeer?
Rudolph, obviously.
Well, no, but like, so 8 Rudolphs out of 10 any reindeer.
Yeah. I would clone them.
I thought you were going to be like Donna, Dancer,
I don't love
Blitzen,
reindeer.
Metzen.
It's in my head. You think I'm a genius? Christmas whiz.
In fact, anyway, no, not Donna. We hate Donna.
Well,
Donna's the fat lazy one that lives on kebabs.
Thank you for watching.
Yes, and now we can officially sign out.
Yes.
December 7th done. See you tomorrow for December 8th. And then tomorrow we'll be more or less a third of the way there. Because that would, 2 more 8 days would be the 24th.
Okay,
So
I'll let you do the maths.
we're a third of the way to Christmas. Third of the way through December. We're doing it.
And tomorrow.
Okay. See you tomorrow then. Thanks for watching.